Out of sheer boredom, the guy dug a hole in the boat, but then his buddy suddenly walked out. To avoid the awkwardness, the man quickly stepped on it with his foot. Just then, an enemy warship suddenly approached. They hurriedly disguised themselves as local fishermen. Lisa even put on a fake beard for good measure, but the enemy wanted to inspect their boat. Now John totally panicked. He grabbed an earthworm and quickly threaded it as bait, but accidentally flicked the worm right onto the enemy soldier's cap. The enemy soldier took it off, examined it, and found it quite professional, so he walked over to Lisa's side. Lisa quickly pretended to fish when she saw this, but when she cast out, the fishing rod actually fell into the water. To ease the awkwardness, she pretended it was an 8x scope for surveillance. The enemy saw that these people all seemed pretty professional. There was definitely no problem here, so he returned to the warship ready to leave. But just as he turned around, he discovered Lisa had actually walked into the women's restroom. Realizing he'd been played, the enemy immediately opened fire on them. They also quickly pulled out weapons to fight back, but the enemy's weapons were way too advanced. Mike could only tell his teammates to get out of there, while he stayed behind to provide cover. Lisa and the others didn't hesitate. They all jumped into the water. Now Mike had nothing to worry about, so he grabbed a machine gun and unleashed a barrage on the enemies. In no time at all, they were piled up like a small mountain. The enemy also very cooperatively lined up and fell into the water. At this point Mike had completely run out of bullets. The enemy laughed when they saw this, but unexpectedly, Mike pulled out a grenade and threw it right into his mouth. With a thunderous explosion, all the enemies were wiped out. Mike was also blown away by the massive shockwave and happened to dive headfirst into the dirt in front of his teammates. His teammates quickly pulled Mike out of the ground. Then they arrived at the enemy's base. Mike decided to infiltrate from the perimeter. He pulled out a fruit knife. With a gentle squeeze, it transformed directly into scissors. He spent a full hour cutting before making a hole, but the very next second, his teammates also cooperatively pretended they saw nothing. They all sneaked into the enemy's interior with shifty eyes. However, even more ridiculous antics were yet to come.